back in Nebraska.
So happy.
Living the good life.
So happy in Nebraska.
Yeah, so we just got back up here. We were home for a couple days.
Yeah, three full days.
Yeah.
We got 3 full days at home before we had to be back up here to start filming again. So we are, most of the time we forget a bunch of shit. And so we use a few days off in between like this to take the opportunity to get everything that we forgot. And Ryan rode home with us. So we have got more money in the bed of this truck than has ever been in the bed of the truck. Ryan's spare motor's back there.
One of them.
One of his spare motors is back there. He took it home, and while they were home, they did some maintenance on it and changed the rods and bearings and all that stuff.
They actually have a real good maintenance plan.
They do. They've got a really good maintenance program that they mark on the intake how many passes that they make, and man, they stick with that. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he actually had more passes on this motor than what he likes to run, but I believe this one had what, 50 something, right? Yeah, like that's like double what he normally runs. But sometimes when you get in a situation, you're not going to stop racing to pull the motor out to do maintenance on it. Luckily, everything still looked good in the motor. He said everything looked amazing in it. And Javi and Billy are their maintenance guys when it comes to that, and they do it in what, like half a day or something.
Yeah.
Pull the thing apart. They go over all the heads, they go over the springs, make sure everything is good, look at everything, change the bearings and change the rods. So we just came down here to Ryan's pit or house, home,
Camping area.
Yeah, camping area, and we are going. Looks like they've already got the cherry picker set up. I'm gonna back up there, and we are going to unload this monster out of the bed of my truck because I'm tired of driving around with it.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a lot of liability.
so yesterday, Ryan has my truck. We're a couple hours from leaving to come back up here. It's an 11-hour trip. Well, he calls me and he says, "Hey man, I don't know what just happened, but your truck is on fire." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, man?" He said, "Well, your stereo started smoking." And he said, "Man, I turned up the stereo a little bit. You know, I was, you know, it wasn't like I was beating the block or nothing, but I turned it up a little bit, and then all of a sudden it starts smoking." And you could tell he felt bad.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I started laughing because I'm telling you right now, he wasn't beating the block the way I beat the block.
No.
You know, so I know it wasn't anything that he did, so I wasn't too worried about it. Come here, Ryan. So I wasn't too worried about it, you know, but you could tell he was upset that he had fucked my truck up.
Yeah.
So we were about, I called my boy Renee over at Intense Audio and was like, "Look, man, we're in a bind. I'm fixing to make an 11-hour road trip, and I have no stereo because Ryan fucked it up."
Oh, I did do that. I don't know how I did that.
No,
but
that's what
did that.
I said, man, you could tell he felt bad about it, but it wasn't nothing that he did, you
Yeah.
know, because you wasn't beating the block the way that I beat the block.
And it was literally, it was very disappointing because I was like, man, you know what? This shit sounds pretty good for about 21 seconds. And then all hell broke
So
loose.
when he calls me and tells me about this, he's full blown. He has now found a car wash, and he's sitting in the car wash fixing to spray the dash and everything of
Yeah.
my truck. and the only reason he's trying to save my truck is because it's worth about half as much as his spare engine is in the bed.
That's actually true.
So
I knew you had insurance.
and I told him,
so-
"Hey, look, if this thing ever happens again, man, let that thing burn to the ground." You know,
Yeah.
we've got 2 55-gallon drums of M1 in the bed. It would have been an
big bang.
amazing
You know,
video.
I played this in my head though, so I was like, okay, so I shouldn't put this out if it's on fire because, you know, he may want a new truck and we'll just let the insurance. Okay, but then I go, well, my motor's back there. Well, that wasn't even that big of a deal because I could have probably like at least jerked it off, threw it on the ground. Right?
Yeah.
But then there's 2 drums of M1 in the back, and that's what got me to like going, hey, if this gets on fire, I'm gonna have to put it out.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be an explosion. This
Yeah.
isn't gonna be a fire.
It's gonna go from a fire to a
Yeah, we'd have
bomb
been
real quick.
on the news and
Oh,
all
yeah.
kinds of bad
yeah.
stuff. I'd have had no spare. We couldn't have made it here to Scottsbluff. We
Yeah.
definitely had no fuel because that had blown sky high.
And so literally one of the problems whenever people go to buy trailers and stuff is the fact that if your dually breaks down, you can't pull it. I don't have a bumper pull.
Yeah.
If I had my old bumper pull, then, you know, Aaron has an Excursion, Phantom has his Duramax. You know, we got multiple things that we could pull this with. But literally, this is the only rig I have that will pull my trailer, you know? So, yeah, we would have been kind of screwed on that deal, but we wasn't trying to drive 10, 11 fucking hours last night with no radio.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't ride with you back and forth to Oklahoma City because you're that cool. It's because you have a TV.
That's right. That's right. It's because
and he utilizes
because
it.
we have a
that's
TV
right.
and we watch cool ass movies,
yeah,
you know?
right.
So like Snatch.
Yeah.
No, we couldn't watch
couldn't
Snatch.
watch
So
Snatch.
Ryan brings some movies. And he brings Snatch. I said, oh, God, that's my favorite movie ever, man. So that's the one we're going to start off with. We're going to start this road trip to go to hell place that we don't even want to go to. And then the movie's not in the case.
Yeah, I brought the case.
That's a big disappointment.
Yeah.
So basically, at that point, all we could do is read the back of the case and look at some of the pictures, you know. But anyways, Renee got me all hooked up, sort of.
I would say you're 90%. 85.
So this thing doesn't really know what truck it's in right now. It doesn't know all the accessories. So basically, I got no steering wheel controls. My heat and AC does not run through the head unit like it normally does, which is fine. But that's the only way I can tell what the temperature is outside.
Went from a Denali to a SLE real quick.
That's right.
Yeah.
So basically, we got a base model up in this deal.
Yeah.
And the new air freshener doesn't smell very
But
good.
no, the new air freshener of burnt wires does not smell good. But we do have a head unit now, and the stereo worked, and so did the DVD.
Well, you're forgetting the whole reason how we got here. The subs also worked.
The subs worked
Oh
too.
yeah, subs hadn't worked in a
So
minute.
the reason Ryan thought this was all his fault was because if anybody has the kicker amps that we have, they have this little unit right here. Well, for about 2 months now, I've needed a battery for this deal. And so when you need a battery for this deal, you has no subs.
Yep.
Ryan takes it upon himself to be that good dude.
Yep.
You know, he's borrowing my truck. He's like, man, I got a battery for this deal. I'm going to hook Sean up. So by hooking Sean up, he puts a battery in this deal, beats the block, and then burns down the truck.
I do. No good. What do they say? No good deed goes unpunished.
Yep.
That's,
Yep. That is
that was
what
a
they
good
say.
deed. And then we ended up showing up, 4 or 5 hours late by the time we found the Maestro and everything to fix the head unit. And then come to find out it wasn't the right one, but it still worked, which we're cool with because we got to watch movies all the way here. But we didn't get here till 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning.
Something like that.
So we are tired, and we have a driver's meeting tonight. So
Well, and plus we got to work on both the cars.
we do. I got to put new tires on my car, which I'm going to do here shortly. So we're going to get this motor out of the bed of the truck and the drums of fuel, and we're going to get started.
Awesome.
Okay, tell me where to back
Another
up
long
to.
night.
Another long night.
We got just a little bit of maintenance to do to the car.
Yeah, in a gravel
Tires.
parking lot.
Yeah, this is fun. So we ran this last set of tires far beyond any others that we ever have.
Yeah.
I still don't think they were gone, my opinion, but it's definitely, we had 34 passes on them.
33 or 34.
So
Yeah, I know, and I don't know. I don't think that was helping our situation. I don't know if I'm not trying to blame it all on the tires. You know what I mean? But
it was time, regardless.
yeah, it was time.
So I watched the video of you doing the tire with the tube. This will be a little bit easier because there's no tube.
Yeah, just throw them on there.
These tires are getting hard to find too. Luckily, our guys at Summit found a set for us and got them sent up here.
And hopefully they fit. They should.
What do you line up on these?
The S on the Hoosier with the valve stem. And that's it. I don't line
And then
anything
now-
else up.
Bolt them down.
Yep. And then we don't have our normal stuff that we check rollout with. So I'll probably just try to bend a tape measure around it to see. I really need to. We're close to rubbing as it is, and some of these tires are bigger than other tires. So I'm just not real sure where we're at, and if we get a bigger tire, if it's gonna fit or not. I don't really know.
Yeah.
This is only the second set of 36s we've put on this car. So we probably need to go somewhere tonight and make a hit or two and at least scrub the tires in. I want to show up on race night with a brand new set.
So when you say scrub them in,
make a couple passes, get a couple of burnouts on them.
So as it is, these tires, they're real smooth. So once we do a burnout, it'll kind of rough them up,
especially on this stuff.
Yeah.
And they say that these tires will 60 foot the best after three passes. I just don't ever want to be the guy who shows up to race night on a brand new set of tires. It may not even matter at all, but it matters to us. You can kind of see the gap right here, and then you can watch this gap close up. And then once that gap closes up, that's when I torque them. I was just in the trailer. I could have got the stuff to...
Oh.
Not used to doing this up.
Oh yeah.
Up this high, huh?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Stand on this side so you don't flip over.
Yeah. Oh, well. This is one thing about having studs that helps.
Yeah.
You just do this right here and spin it, and it comes up pretty easy.
So most double beadlock wheels are just a bolt that's screw in through the beadlock, but these wheel deltas have a stud, and they're titanium studs.
They are.
And they're really expensive.
And they're really light.
They are really light.
But that's also why they're expensive.
Yes.
And as you can see, we had broke a couple of them off.
Remember when that happened? We were at that American Outlaws Live.
Okay, that's not right. There's that one. That's not right either. Ah, fuck it. Where am I missing?
Put this one right there.
Yes, and then that would put this one here. Boom. What the fuck are they doing?
You didn't used to have beadlocks. I remember whenever I first started coming around, you were still screwing the tires to the wheels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, and that shit works.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't care what anybody says. It's you know, it definitely sucks compared to this.
Oh yeah.
But when you first start out, man, that's how you start out.
Yep.
I'm not real sure I trust this deal with me. It's a little iffy.
Is that the proper way to do it? Just wondering.
We don't ever do shit the proper way.
You're right.
That's why I always start off with, look, this is how we do it. That doesn't necessarily mean this is the right way to do it. And if you're gonna plan on doing any fucking work,
don't
take them things off.
Swear, you got white ones on?
I know, I already fucked them up.
You guys look like you got a home basketball game fixing to happen.
Hey, you never know when somebody's gonna break out of basketball. I know. Yeah, no, I get
black
it.
shorts can get
He ain't
dirty.
getting them white shorts dirty, is he? What y'all got to do to the car?
Smart car help.
Oh, that's it. That's all you got to do? Yeah. This is how he works and prepares for races.
Yep.
We have to work our asses off and we go out and we're mediocre. Yeah. He don't do fucking nothing and he goes out and fucking bow right down the road.
And I piss excellence.
Testing is for people who don't have their shit together, and we're gonna be testing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be testing. He's not. Looks clean. Look like a winner. I mean, and if not, you know, arguably the most important tomorrow night.
Yes.
Yes. Tomorrow night will make us or break us with a lift shakeup.
I don't know.
You can get a good draw and then win it. Even if you lose and you got a good draw, you can still be at a good spot on the list.
Right. I don't want to draw that 10.
I don't want to draw any of us.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to draw 10 either. Nobody wants to fucking draw 10. Because then if you lose, you're 20.
You're the first loser, you know. No, 1. You draw 1.
Oh yeah,
First
10 loser would be 11, huh?
It would be 11, yes. Worst case scenario.
Yes.
Draw 1, first loser's number 20.
Yes. I don't plan on losing my first race, but I never do. But every time we do a list fucking shakeup, you know who I get? Ryan. And you know what number I get him? Number 1.
You know when I get Ryan? In the finals.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm usually number 2.
It works out. It works out for y'all.
I hate him.
Yeah, we can't really talk too much about this show.
No.
You know, and I don't really want to, but
There
like
is a new show.
2 spaces down from my mobile command center is Kai Kelly's mobile command center. So there's some bad motherfuckers up here. You know, everybody who is anybody, you know, this is a who's who. This is kind of like the Cash Days deal that we talked about that we just did. That's going to be airing. This is something different. So they're doing a whole lot of cool stuff,
It has
man.
potential to be really cool.
It does. They're doing a whole lot of cool stuff that we've never tried before. Kind of integrating a couple of the shows. And there's a lot of people here, man. JJ's here. All of Nola's here. Some Texas cars here. You know?
Murder Nova's here.
Murder Nova is here.
The OG. There's Bobby.
Bobby Dukaki? Where's he at?
They're pulling him.
Look, man, I kind of like him.
Yeah, I
you
like
know,
Bobby.
he's cool. Never really thought I'd ever fucking say that, man.
No, he's all right.
What's up, baby? What you doing? I just talked good about you on my YouTube channel. He said, oh boy. No, that's called cuddly.
Yeah.
You know, and while we're up here, man, you know, anything could happen. What you doing? Yeah? How long you been here? Since Monday? What for? Ugh. Yeah? Has anybody got to test at all? Yeah? Better or worse than what it was up here? Worse? Oh, come on, it can't be.
Grooves are like this.
I know. It's got to be better.
It's a motherfucker on out there too.
Yeah? See, before we came here,
Because the road does this too.
Nice.
Before we came here, we've raced on grooves like that, but we had never raced on grooves. Yeah. Huh. Because I torque them. Okay, you want to air this up and I'll start getting the other one off, and then we will...
You gonna put it on there, then I'll air it up? Oh, no, you want to air it up?
I want to air it up and then see which one's taller to where we can put... It doesn't even really matter with this car. The car goes pretty fucking straight, right? Yeah. But it had kind of been going left, so we'll put the taller one on the driver's side. And it ain't going left because the car goes left. It goes left because the crown of the road. Yeah. You know, so at this point, we don't really know what road we're racing on or what it looks like, so we'll see.
It's late.
What?
It's late.
It is late.
Or early,
remember we were going to try to go to bed early tonight, and that's not obviously happening now.
I was in bed when you text.
Yeah. Trust me, man. I really didn't want to come out tonight, but if you're going to go and help somebody else, then you may as well have your shit out too. Yeah. So let's just drop this down. We'll fire the car up, because whenever we get out to the spot, we ain't gonna have much time.
Yeah. As we mentioned in one of our previous videos, we have worn out our welder in this area.
And the problem here is we already know that there's 4 cops out there where we're going. So allegedly, like, we've driven out there, we've seen some cops.
Yeah.
But we got to do what we got to do, man. We're not going to the actual spot. We're going close to the actual spot. So, I mean, you know, this is the risk that we always take.
Oh yeah, no, hey, it's part of what we do.
It's part of what we do, man. We have to go and try to make a hit close to or on the surface that we're racing on.
Well, like we talked about earlier, you know, we put that's on this stuff. You feed it back in, but we put new tires on the car.
We're looking at
It's flat.
the tire.
There's not a lot of air in it. Anyways, maybe not.
No, we're good.
Okay, so we put new tires on it, and need to get at least one pass on them before race night. So
Yes.
get this thing fired up here, warm it up just a little bit, and then.
What does it look like back there? Is it level?
Yeah.
Like, a tire ain't flat, I don't think.
Okay.
If so, it's the valve stem. Like, I had a little problem with the valve stem.
I'll go get some new valve cores tomorrow.
I'm just gonna fire it up, let it warm up for 5 minutes.
Should be ready to go though. Get there, check the tires, put fuel in it.
I'm gonna start working on some sort of tune-up. Like, I can't really work on a tune-up until I actually see the road. You know what I mean? And it's not like I'm the first race. So I can watch a few cars, you know, try to figure it out. Tonight I'm gonna watch probably Ryan go, probably Chuck go, probably Dave go. By that time, if we're not busted, then I'm gonna go. So we kind of got a sequence of when we're gonna go versus when we're actually gonna go. So tonight, I'm last.
Simulate our race time.
That's a good thing, though. That means that I'm last, you know, the whole time. Hey, you ain't bothering us, man. You can come over here. So, you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. What do you think? Guys, this is Ryan's Phantom, is what this guy is right here. Yeah, well, my bad. He got big shoes to fill to call him Phantom. Colton. This is Colton, and he's the one that puts all Ryan's YouTube videos out. So, you know, go check them out. You know, he does a killer job.
The Fireball Racing.
Yeah, he's really YouTube. Just kind of getting into it. So a lot of times you're going to see him filming while we're filming, and, you know, it don't matter. It's just different perspectives. It's Ryan's perspective and everything filmed over in Ryan's perspective, and then this is our perspective. So, you know, a lot of times we'll ask Ryan shit, you know, and he'll be asking me shit, whatever, you know. We'll just kind of integrate everything, you know, and then we'll be able to capture it from both points of view. So, but we're gonna let this thing air out. I think all Ryan's doing is warming his up. Dave's gonna warm his up, and then we're actually waiting on Chuck, if you believe that.
Soccer.
Yeah. So we're going to
go see what we can do on
go
this.
see if we
is
can all go home with
supposedly-
our cars tonight.
Yeah, supposedly this is an even shittier surface than what we
have
prepared
been
for last time. So I guess we'll find out when we get
So
there.
I'm gonna go and make at least one terrible tune-up, and the one really, really, really terrible tune-up that I have, Luis at Fuel Tech helped me with, and I haven't tried it yet. I haven't tried it yet because I feel like every spot that we've been to, the road has been better, or I overpower it and haven't used this tune-up yet. So tonight might be the night that I try this tune-up, Luis. You know, we're gonna see if it goes right down through there and everything's good. Then it's probably going to be slow, is what that means. So, yeah, or compared to everybody else, it'll just, we got new tires. I'm fucking stoked. I'm really ready to make a lick, and we're just going to see what happens. Does Dave know what the fuck he's doing? What is it?
I don't know.
Come on, Wheeler, you call it.
Sound like a cough right before it.
I almost think the fucking road's isn't too good.
Well, it sounded like he didn't really get up on the two-step before he left.
Like cough right before, and like maybe that was what made it go down. You know what I mean? But
Whatever it was, it fucking went. You know. So Ryan's starting to think that the road might be too good.
Like what we're going to be racing
Like
on
what
is
we're going to be
worse.
racing on is shittier than this. So I don't really know. Yeah, but you could tell there ain't no power in the car. If I was going to run this pass again, well, first off, I'd put a lot more power in it. But second off, I'd probably pull the shifts back just a little bit so that it didn't drop so many RPMs. But if you put air in the motor, it ain't going to do that.
But it's a nice base for us to improve on.
Yeah.
Better than smoking the tires.
I only made 21 pounds of boost.
Yeah, it only makes like 2,200 horsepower there.
Yeah. Everybody leaving?
Ryan just rolled out.
All right, I'm in. Let's roll. We're going to leave everything going. That way the fans can cool the car off. We didn't get any ice, so the transmission's probably mad at us. But everything felt pretty good. We're gonna actually stop at the race spot and look at the road versus what we just raced on. So.
Well, the road doesn't really look stellar either direction we looked at it. like the
stellar
surface
is not what comes to mind when I look at this road.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fucking words that come to mind.
Yeah.
Stellar ain't one of them.
No. Be interesting to see how it all shakes out, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody gotta get down it.
Yep. So I guess we'll head back.
There gonna be some people that don't get down it though.
Yeah. So head back, get this thing. I guess just let it rest like we're going to for the next 10 or so, 12, 13 hours.
Yeah. The only thing that's gonna be on my mind the rest of the night is, do you turn this thing down enough that you go down it and make a decent lick, or do you do what we have seen some people do, and that is blow the tires off but still go?
Yeah. Luckily, we'll have the luxury of being able to make a decision later on. So, but yeah, thanks for watching as usual, guys, and we'll catch you next time.